Hi everyone, today we are going to study work culture and values. We'll understand the importance of core values in an organization and how it helps us to create a work culture which will promote the employees to be loyal to the organization and work with full productivity. So before starting with work culture and values, let us understand the example of Mr. Steve Jobs, yes, the founder of Apple, and his example to core values and work culture. In an interview, Mr. Steve Jobs was asked a question that what is your plan for next 10 years in Apple? The simple reply about the Apple company by Steve Jobs was, my core values are important for me. It was important past 5 years also, and it will be important for next 10 years also. So what is not compromised by Apple company is their core value and work ethics. The values for Apple company is to build the best product of Apple. So it is nothing but building the best product for the people. So when I talk about Apple, it gives you that priority feeling or that prestige feeling that yes, I have an iPhone or I have an iPad. So the name itself gives you a standard of living feeling, a higher standard of living, the niche market. And so we can see in the advertisement also of a company Apple, there is no superstar or any great personality who is promoting Apple phone. There's simple advertisement of simple human being, but the clarity of the product, the creativity of the product, the features of the product are shown in an extremely good way, so that no people can really get discouraged or disconnect from the product which is shown in the TV or the advertisement. And the simple reply by Steve Jobs was, the values which keeps me going even today and whatever happens for tomorrow. The values will only build my Apple and my company, even myself. Now let us understand what are different work cultures of Apple. Now these are nothing but the inputs given by their employees, and I would like to share some of the examples and some of the work culture which is practiced and it has been experienced by the employees who are working in Apple. It's an envelope about doing the best possible things. Apple don't stop because of the hurdles. From this example, they would like to share that they are in the tech industry and technology keeps on upgrading and innovation comes on bringing. There are many competitors in the world, but what keeps them at the first position is their innovative thinking, their creative working teams, and their thinking in the major what's next. When asked by one of the employees why I am hired in the Apple, the simple answer given by the manager was, the reason you are hired is the work you have done in your previous field. You are good at your work, but you have the potential to be the top of your field. Apple always believe in the power of small teams. Now this small teams has a thinking of greatness, and when you think great, you act great and you get the greatest result of your thinking. They are always refining the each and every minute detail, whether it is a small phone, a small battery, a small mic in the phone, or a charger of a phone. They are always refining each and every detail so that they get a great output of it. They all think in a manner that there is no such thing which is good enough. It should be the best. They believe in cross collaboration of the two groups. When I say about cross collaboration, it is a tech company, so it is a product. Designing the product, technology is involved, then there is HR involved, then there is marketing, there is finance team involved. The pricing of the product should be utmost good. There is each and every detail should be taken care of, because they are designing a product which is best in the market. People really is very fond of the product which is supposed to come next. So here they would like to give the example of portable products. So they were coming with the portable products and they have to redesign the batteries. First they had a big size batteries, now they require a small size battery, so they have to redesign it. So for that they have set up a separate team of engineers who had a chemistry with each other to design the small batteries and keep details of each and every minute so that the batteries are properly working on the portable products, and hence the product is the best version in the market. Here they would like to specify that the difference between a good product and a great product is the attention to minute details. Now I would like to give you the example of the same company Apple, the challenges faced by them while making a product, and how the cooperativeness among the team and the work culture helped to get out of the hurdles. They were starting with the product known as iPad 2, and they knew that the cover of the iPad 2 would be a very important part of it. The problem was how to attach the cover. The implementation of magnet was really challenging part of it. Now this was a task on the engineering team, and the engineering team really worked very hard and came out of the computer simulation and became expert in doing these things. It was a tremendous work from the employees, and they required expertise in that, their greatest work in that, so that the product output is good and it is productive for the employees, and it is best version of product of Apple in the company. So that was an example showing the hard work and the smart work, the greatest work done by the employers in the Apple. But what makes them separate from other work culture is their continuous involvement about the product, believing in their values. Their values has only given them direction to work on the one roof itself. There are different employees of different religion, different cultures, but they same work on the same values and principles of the company. Now let us understand what are the important points of the culture in the Apple. So some of the mindset or the culture or the common points which is shared within the company is what have you brought about in the table has contributed to us. Yes, the giving of appraisals, the giving of things that yes, you are the employee and we worth your work. Then it is the problem solver. All employees within Apple company have the problem solving attitude. They listen to each other carefully. They try to solve each other's problem. There is a teamwork in them. Then adaptive. They are all adaptive because there are new challenges. They are into the tech world. They are into the innovative world where all competitors are also live and innovative. So they have to be quick, adaptive to the new challenges and come out with a product which has a greatest and best feeling to the people. Now let us understand what are different types of values. So under that, the first one is moral values. When I talk about moral values, moral word itself gives us what is right and what is wrong. So moral values helps a person to decide in a critical situation what is right for him and what is wrong for him. So it is like taking decision in the situation which is ethically and morally correct for yourself. Now next point is material value. When I talk about material value, it means giving me satisfaction because I have spent some money on it. So it is like external value type. So I am spending some money on some product because there is a sale season going on or something I want to buy. So those give me material value. Intrinsic value, those are values which have right to us in their own right. So it means to say the value for which only I am responsible. For it may be some good habits which I have, or may some collection of antiques, some antique cars. So these are intrinsic value which has a value for an individual person itself. It is not common for all. Extrinsic value is nothing but the value which you desire for. For example, there is some person who is excellent in doing something and you also want to do the same work or same type of work, and you value that person in your life because that person will help you or guide you to get those work properly in your field. Transcultural value. Now we'll understand what are transcultural values and how it plays an important role in the management. So transcultural values is nothing but different values practiced, and it has an important role in the modern management. Transcultural values is the values in which a person adopts multiple ways in solving the problem. Values which are same across culture are called transcultural values. Now, transcultural values make a manager as a good person. Some of the transcultural values are cooperations, loyalty towards workers, unbiased personality. Unbiased personality means as a manager, I should not be biased towards some type of religion. all are equal for me and I should treat my employees with equality. Then cooperation. There should be cooperation among team members. If I am Indian and somebody is an Australian or somebody is Chinese, I should not discriminate them. I should work with them as an employer and employee and should cooperate with them. Then unbiasedness means I should not be biased with anybody. Then comes loyalty towards worker. I know all workers are equal for me, and as a manager I should be loyal to my work, and as an employee also I should be loyal to my work. Open-mindedness and transparency in dealing. Whenever I am dealing with any transcultural values or my company is performing those types of values, I should be openly to my employees that okay, we have to deal with this situation in this manner, so that there is a transparency, because I as a manager has cleared my viewpoint to all my employees, not going individually to any person in a group discussion. Self-discipline. To be a good manager or good at team leader, I should be self-disciplined myself. So I should also not discriminate somebody else or humiliate somebody else because of his color, his religion, or something which is very unethical. So we have to take care while dealing with all these things in a corporate world. Now let us understand secular versus spiritual values. Before starting with secular values versus spiritual values, let us understand the meaning of secular values. Spirituality, we have learned in Indian Ethos what is spiritual values and all. Let us first understand what is secular values, and then we'll go to the main difference between the secular and the spiritual values. Secular means there is no involvement of any kind of religion. Secular management means there is no spiritual management employed while doing any business practices. Their main focus is on productivity, profit, goodwill, and responsibility. They focuses on factual realities. Treat person as a basis of actual reality. They focuses on scientific fact. Values are based on equality. All human beings are treated equally and should be managed in the same manner. Now we'll understand what are main difference between secular and spiritual values. So thinking about secular values, it is managed by management gurus, whereas spirituality or spiritual values are managed by our Upanishads, Vedas, and spiritual gurus. While talking about secularism, it finds its way from Maslow's hierarchy theory, whereas spirituality finds its ways from Upanishads, Vedas, and spiritual gurus. Secularism treats management as a science, whereas spirituality deals with philosophy. Under secularism, Indian ethos plays a very nominal role, whereas under spirituality, Indian ethos plays a magnificent role. The importance of values in the work culture, as I already gave the example of the company Apple, how the value, one sentence has an impact on the whole work culture in the organization, how the employees behave in the same valuable manner and give their productive best and the greatest work. So this gives us that the value system has an impact on the work culture, and values give them the roadmap how to behave in the organization and how to be productive for the organization. Now let us understand how values plays an important role, or the definition value of a value in an organization. So a value is a belief, a mission, a philosophy that is really meaningful to the company. There are some companies whose value depends on customer satisfaction. So their product is designed in such a way that it gives a loyalty feeling or a satisfied customer. For this I have an example. One of my friend is very loyal to Apple iPhones. So I said, why don't you try something else? So she is like, no, I am a brand loyal customer for this. I said, what is customer loyalty in this? She said, that feeling of Apple iPhone which I get, I will not get from another phones. So this is what customer loyalty, and this only can come when the customer is fully satisfied by the service and the product which a company designed for their customers. Value system in an organization plays a role of a protocol in which an employee is supposed to behave. It gives commitment towards the employees. It gives community feeling towards the employee. We have to work in a team. We have to solve the problem. We have to be a quick adopter so that we can solve the problem as soon as possible, and we have to always think as a problem solver attitude, not a problem creator attitude. Okay, right now I would like to give the example of the company known as IKEA. IKEA into a business of furnishing, which provide furnishing equipments to at a lower price. Their focus is to reach each and every home so that they get a subsidized rate of furnishing. So IKEA as a company believe that each and every individual has something valuable to offer, and we strive to have the same values for them. So it is like every employee is valuable for the company, and the company is working accordingly. When asked by one of the employees of IKEA that what makes you different from the other company, she's like the togetherness among the team members. When I see my co-workers working with full potential and enthusiasm, it makes me motivate to work with that enthusiasm spirit too. So it is like the togetherness and the enthusiastic team which can give you productive output. So it is like multi-country. IKEA is operating in the multiple countries, and so they have a shared vision which is common for all countries and all employees. They believe like doing more with a less. Whatever you have to come out with a productive ways, and it should be in a useful manner so that it gives you a productive results. And after all, we are serving to the customers who at a lower price. Whatever resources we are using should not have the ill effect on the environment, so we should be very ethical while performing our duties. At last, I would like to give you example of the company known as Tata. We all know Tata is existing in the worldwide. Tata's value creation is based on the leadership, and with leadership with trust. So Tata Group is a big conglomerate. They have industries from salt to steel. They are they're into each and every scope of business, and what makes them going is their leadership skills, their vision statement, and their employees. So while talking about the Tata industry or Tata group of companies, they invest in the business which is very important for the nation, where they have invested the amount of money or they have grown up. Then they also promote the community as a core center for upbringing the community, and we as Indian has also experienced that by various initiative of Tata groups. Then they make their employees perfect. It is not about perfection, it's the employees which makes them perfect. Tata also invest in the education system. We have the TIS Institute for that. They also give online trainings for many youths and their employees, sometimes free of cost, sometimes they charge very less, extremely less, because they feel that skill India is very important nowadays. Skillful employees are also important. There is one more skills of Mr. Ratan Tata which I would like to add here is he also invests in the new business opportunities known as venture capital. Under his leadership, there are many companies like Ola and others who has developed their business in India and going successfully in India.